Hey everyone, welcome back. So 2020 is in full swing, and I've been thinking a little late to the party, but thinking nonetheless about things that I am okay with buying and things that I'm no longer going to buy. I've been doing a lot of work in minimizing my life, minimizing what is in my space, and only keeping the things that bring me joy, that I actually use, or that bring me some value. But there were definitely things that I bought in 2020 that I'm not gonna buy this year. So these are 10 more things I no longer buy as a minimalist, but also as someone who's getting out of debt. And if you're new here, welcome. My name's Christina. I talk all about minimalism, simple living, intentional spending, and how to get out of debt. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then please don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up while you're at it. It really helps me out. And by the time this video goes up, my goals for 2021 video should be up by this point. And you may have seen in that video that I mentioned I don't want to buy clothes this year. And that's because I'm still decluttering. I'm still trying to whittle down my wardrobe to a place where I feel inspired and excited as opposed to feeling overwhelmed and buried. And I'm still, especially when I'm putting away laundry, really experiencing that overwhelm part. And I do have a space in my wardrobe that feels more overwhelming than others, and that is my denim section. So for the year of 2021, I've decided not to buy any more denim, whether that be new or secondhand. I just don't need any more jeans. When I was in the midst of my shopping addiction and impulse buying habits, jeans to me were the number one thing to covet. They were always the number one thing that I thought I found the perfect of. And then when I got them, they didn't really feel quite right, or I would find something that was newer, better, different fit, or a fit that I just didn't have. There was always a pair of denim that was unique in some way that I would convince myself that I needed. And I don't know if you guys can relate because jeans are hard. So for 2021, my denim section is an area that I really want to spend a little bit more time in. So that means wearing more jeans at home, ditching the sweatpants, and getting to know that part of my wardrobe a little better, so I don't need to add anything new to it. If anything, I need to declutter it more. The second thing I am not buying new this year is makeup. I've done 3 or 4 makeup declutters here on my channel already, and I still have way too much. Actually, I have a makeup declutter and another closet declutter coming up very soon on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell thing or whatever to find out when it's up. I think I've done a pretty good job decluttering my makeup up until this point, but there's definitely parts of my makeup drawer that I am not using and that I really don't foresee myself using in the future. And in previous years, I would allow myself to buy replacements when it came to makeup, but I've never run out of anything when it comes to my makeup. I'm still going through a concealer that I bought a year and a half ago, and it'll probably take me another year to finish it up. And that's because I have a lot of makeup still, and also because I really don't wear a whole lot of it on a daily basis, especially in the era of wearing masks. I'm just not wearing that much makeup anymore. And I'm kind of used to it now. I really don't foresee myself needing much more, and it's gonna take me a long time to hit pan on any of my stuff, so I don't really need any more makeup, and I'm not going to spend more money on it this year. The third thing I'm not buying this year are boots, and that's because I have a lot of them. Okay, so I said denim was kind of a sore spot in my wardrobe, so are boots.
His little boots. Size 2 boots.
I am such a boots girl. I love boots. I love ankle boots, cowboy boots, fun, edgy, metallic glitter boots. I love all boots. But guess what I don't wear a whole lot of? Boots. I wear sneakers pretty much on an everyday basis, and in the winter, I'm wearing my snow boots. So I hope you're really starting to see a trend here. The areas where I've decided to no longer spend money are also areas in my life where I need to spend more time with the things I already own. I spent most of my life really pursuing newer, better, even when I finally got the thing that I was pursuing in the first place. Spending time with the things that I actually bought or own was really a missing piece in a lot of my journey up until this point. So this year is just gonna be more time spent with that stuff and more time spent really deciding if I love it or not. I'm gonna try to be as reasonable as I can when it comes to making my decisions this year. But overall, I think the whole point of this video is to share with you, I guess, things that I used to fixate quite heavily on and that would frequently come into my life and that I would frequently spend money on. But now I'm just thinking twice before I spend money on it and doing my best to not even spend money on it at all. Item number 4 that I'm not spending money on this year is workout gear. So you may have seen in my previous video that I actually spend more money on my fitness and my health. And that's in the form of buying exercise classes, Zoom classes, things like that. But an area that I don't really need to spend more money on is workout gear. I have plenty of leggings, and I have enough workout gear that I can easily rotate through, even if I drenched every single sports bra and pair of leggings that I had. I used to be the person who would buy workout gear to motivate myself and to sort of give myself a reason to work out, but I find that would actually take away from what I had intended to do in the first place, and that would be to exercise and to work out and to get fitter and healthier. I'd spend more time on picking out which sports bra I wanted to buy or which leggings were more high-waisted and flattering than the other than I did actually working out. I don't need to buy any more sports bras. I'm just saying. The fifth thing I am not buying this year are pens, markers, and journals. So last year I did buy one notebook because I had the intention of starting to journal a little bit more and create a bullet journal just to keep my thoughts a little bit more organized, because I have a lot of things and ideas and thoughts floating around in here, and I really am starting to see the value of putting pen to paper and just brain dumping and writing it out. And for me personally, I think it's a way to minimize screen time and just to take a break from the digital world that we're so immersed in every day. And I think initially, if you plan on journaling or doing anything like that, taking up something artistic or an activity, I think there's a lot of temptation to want to go to the craft store and the art store and buy up everything, buy up all these supplies, and then it takes forever to end up using them. So this is just more in the air of using what I have and preventing more clutter from entering my space. Usually my focus has been on wardrobe, skincare, makeup, that type of thing, but it also works for pens, papers, and anything that can really accumulate in your junk drawer. The sixth thing I'm not buying this year are physical books. So I did mention in one of my videos that I am spending more money on books, and in the year of 2020 I did buy some physical books, but I find I have a kind of a hard time getting through them and reading them and creating that habit. Some of those books that I bought I still actually need to read, but books that I always find that I finish first are audiobooks. In terms of physical books, I find I just don't really reach for them, and I really don't want them to accumulate in my home. Reading physical books is a habit that I want to build because I think there's a lot of value in that too when it comes to like shutting down in the evening and relaxing and turning off that way. But I'm going to focus on reading the books that I already have here in my home. And if there's a physical book that I am interested in and I decide I want to read a hard copy of, I'm just gonna go to the library or even do some book swaps. The seventh thing I'm not spending money on this year is home decor. This is a tough one because I love home decor. I love spending time on Pinterest and getting inspiration. I love the beauty in that, but I think it's very easy to get caught up in overspending to create the perfect home. And home decor can really create like a Diderot effect very quickly. Like for example, we did buy some new pillows for the couch in 2020 because our old ones were really getting kind of ratty and worn out and kind of gross. So we did buy some throw pillows, and then that turns into, oh, but what about this? Now this doesn't match with that. Now I need this lamp and this rug and this couch. So I think when it comes to home decor especially, there is a big risk for this snowball effect to start seeing what else you need to replace and what needs to add and what knick-knack needs to go here and there just to make things just right. So I don't want to put myself in that vortex this year. I'm cool with what we have, and that's just not the focus. That's not where my money needs to go this year. The eighth thing I'm not spending money on this year are disposable razors. So I recently purchased a safety razor, and I am terrified of that thing. It's definitely going to be a learning curve on how to use it, but I did that in an effort to be a little bit more sustainable in my everyday routines. I finally ran out of my last Venus shaving razor cartridge, so this week I am gonna have to start learning how to use that safety razor, and it looks scary. If anyone has any tips, let me know. Like, what do you do about your junk? I don't know. But I think overall, just trying to make an effort to use less single-use products, less plastic. Purchasing razors and shaving accessories was kind of a thing that would show up in my budget every couple of months. So I'm hoping with the safety razor, I cut down on my waste and cut down on my shaving budget, personal care budget this year that way. The ninth thing I'm not buying this year are premium specialty foods. So things like gluten-free bread, gluten-free cookies, vegan yogurt, pretty much anything available at Whole Foods or in any specialty section of the grocery store. I am making an effort to not buy this year. I just find I easily got distracted and would end up overspending on our grocery bills every month on buying premium specialty things that I thought was more healthy, when really sometimes it can have more sugar. It's a little bit more processed in my opinion. Like for example, if I want to eat a plant-based burger, I think I'll just make a black bean burger from scratch as opposed to spending $12 on the Beyond Meat patties. But I think sometimes those types of foods are very convenient and useful in a pinch, especially if you need to adhere to a certain diet or have dietary restrictions or values. I think that's totally cool. For me personally, I don't really adhere to any sort of diet or dietary restrictions that strictly. So for me, I just want to focus on eating real, unprocessed, high quality foods. And that's where I want my money to go this year. Before we finish, just a quick word from today's sponsor, Skillshare. Girl still in debt, gotta pay those bills. Oh, hi there. I'm just making a pour over cup of coffee here just as I get ready to edit the video you're watching right now. And I learned how to perfect that cup of coffee by watching a course by Michael Phillips on Skillshare. See, Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands of classes where you can learn how to make a coffee here yourself, to a grilled cheese sandwich, and even how to start your own business. For less than $10 a month for the yearly subscription, you can start taking thousands of classes that they update all the time, so you can always stay inspired and stay learning how to make the perfect cup of coffee. Or, you know, whatever else you want. There's never any ads, it's always to the point, and if it starts to get tough along the way, you can always ask the instructor questions directly or start up a conversation with your peers in the class discussion. So if you're interested in how to make the perfect cup of coffee yourself, or to learn pretty much anything else you want, then don't forget to click the link down below, because the first 1,000 people who do will get a free premium membership trial of Skillshare. So let's get back into the video, because coffee's done. So the 10th thing I am not buying this year are disposable period products. So I have been using a menstrual cup for a few years now, but I would still definitely use liners and tampons here and there in a pinch. Sometimes you do get some spillage every once in a while, but to help tackle that, instead of buying single-use liners or tampons, I have bought a few pairs of period undies, things like that, just to help combat any leaks that might happen. But really this year overall, I really want to stop buying single-use disposable anything as much as I possibly can. There is definitely a get to know you period if you decide, no pun intended, if you do decide to start using a menstrual cup or period underwear, things like that. But once you make the switch and kind of adapt and get used to it, it's pretty awesome. So those are the 10 things I'm not spending money on in 2021, and hopefully not in the distant future either. Some of them were fairly specific, while others I think are a little bit more broad, but it's just things that I am really going to think hard about and really do my best with being intentional about not spending money in that category. I hope this video gave you guys some ideas on where you can potentially cut costs in your budget and stretch your dollar a little further this year. Leave this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.